Okay, so to add the next slide, because remember I'm ready to move on. So maybe 1 or 2 sentences per picture would be a good idea. So the framers included a way for the Constitution to be amended because they knew the country would go through changes in the future. So I wonder if there's a way to find a picture of the original 13 colonies. Maybe growth. I don't know. I'm just being creative about how I'm going to. They knew the country would go through changes. That's pretty good. The colonies. Maybe I want to do something more like the framers. So, framers of Constitution, right? There's a lot of options for me as I look for photos. So that's a pretty cool photo right there. I actually really like that one. So I'm going to drag that one into my desktop. Whoops. Remember, you click, but don't fully release. Click, drag onto my desktop. Then I'll come back into my movie. And over here, I'm ready for a new screen. So I will do this plus button right here. And it puts it in the number 2 spot. I want to add a photo to it. But first of all, I'm going to change the time. I always go to 30 seconds just in case. I add a photo. Upload the photo. Make sure it's a file from your desktop, either here or at the top. And I don't know which one it is. You can rename these if you want to make that a little easier. When it goes in, that's a little blurry. It's a pretty cool photo. Let's make it a little smaller like that. And then I'm ready to record. So I want to look at her speech, right, at the same time. It just starts recording. I always wait until it says at least this number 1 as recording, because if you start right away, it's going to cut off your voice. And we learned that by doing the president movies. So make sure it says the number 1 before you start speaking. So hold it down. The framers included a way for the Constitution to be amended because they knew the country would go through changes in the future. That was it. All I chose to do for that one was, I guess it's loading, sorry. I chose to just say that phrase. That was it. And I think that's pretty cool because it's a picture of the framer. So you get to break this up how you'd like, but I'm going to probably recommend that you do 1 to 2 sentences per photo. So I can go back and listen to it. The framers included a way for the Constitution to be amended because they knew the country would go through changes in the future. I think that's pretty cool. So you have this beginning one, you have another picture of the framers, and then I look at her next sentence to find the next photo. The Bill of Rights are the first 10 amendments. All of them are important, but the ones I like the most are... So that's interesting. So maybe that picture of the Bill of Rights that we found early on would be a good picture here. So I remember to create a new slide. I do the plus sign. I click photo. I upload a photo. This time I'm trying to find that Bill of Rights one that I had early on. I think it's that one. Yeah. And I'm going to zoom out. Usually you do need to zoom out a little bit, or you can delete and go to Google and find a better quality photo if you want. But I'm okay if they're zoomed out like that. And then I would be ready to record her next sentence. So I'm not going to show you how to do that because I think you should know by now. But what I want to show you is that by the time you get to the end, you're going to have several slides, probably more than even your president movie. Because if you're doing a photo per 1 or 2 sentences, and Shaylee's speech was kind of short, a lot of yours is a lot longer, you're going to have several photos. So make sure you stay organized. Maybe on your actual document that you have of your speech, you could highlight it like this and know what photos you found. If you would like me to email you a copy of your speech, that way you could do what I'm doing with Shaylee's, I'd be happy to do that, or to put it on Google Classroom. But I just want to remind you that at the very end, you need to have credits, and you also want to go back through and add music. So check out the next video to double check how you do credits and music.